Welcome to Metro Focus. In this episode, we're hanging out in Northern Virginia, exploring some popular destinations that you'll be sure to add to your must-see list. We are in New Carrollton, Maryland, visiting one of Metro's office buildings known as the Carmen E. Turner Maintenance and Training Facility, home of operations, maintenance, and the training that goes on here at Metro. We'll check out a family-owned burger restaurant that isn't your average fast food place. And if you want the burger without all the guilt, we'll take you to the largest adult sports league in Northern Virginia. We're visiting one of the coolest workspaces around, which is the home of an extremely successful advertising agency. Plus, you'll meet one of our employees who helps to make sure we get where we need to go safely, and is a true Metro success story that started behind the wheel of a Metrobus. So sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy this Metro Focus ride.
We opened Social Burger in October of 2014, so it's been a little over 2 years. I've been a professional cook for 18 years, and I decided it was time to open my own business.
Social Burger is a local burger restaurant in the town of Vienna, Virginia. It's a neighborhood, local place where kids and families and business owners have a great burger.
I think when we decided to open the burger restaurant, we wanted it to be a very unpretentious place where you can be yourself and come in and have just a straight up good burger. First and foremost, you'll get really good food. We source our beef and our bread locally. All our sauces are made in-house, so we put a lot of attention to detail in the quality of the food. You get a lot of really good service, and one of the best things people say is that when they come into Social Burger, chances are they know somebody. I have this very nice customer that comes in, and she often tells me that when her husband's traveling, she likes eating here by herself because she knows she'll be okay. That she actually says, I wonder who I'm going to see tonight for dinner. So you can expect that. We pride ourselves in being the local burger place and really giving back to the community as well. This is kind of a reflection of how we want to eat. Not necessarily maybe burgers every day, but just like being able to come in, and if you look at our menu, you can create the burger you want to eat on that day. There's so many different flavors, so many different ways to put your burger together, but 100% you're going to get a good burger.
Sometimes I really love a burger with like the bread and the cheese and the whole thing, like the messy burger. But then one of the things I really love what Denise does is she makes amazing salads. So you can take any of the burgers and you can put them on top of the salad, and you can have a delicious meal that you still get your burger, but you're losing the bun, but you're getting a lot of greens too. So you kind of feel like maybe you've gotten away with some healthy eating.
It depends on your day. It depends on how you're feeling when you walk in. And that's the beauty of having this kind of business. We serve the greater Vienna community. We are between 2 metro stops. We are 2.5 miles from the Vienna Metro and 4.5 miles from the Tyson's Corner Metro. So, we are right in between 2 great stops, 2 great locations.
So we're sort of sandwiched in between the Orange Line and the Silver Line. And so because of that, we tend to be a very metro commuting community. So we have lots of our people who live in the town will commute downtown or commute to Tyson's by Metro. And so you end up getting people who are walking home, and so they're walking right past here on their way home, or they're kind of looking for some place to eat on their way home after they've taken the Metro home.
I think it opens up a lot of options for people that live and work in town.
Yeah, I work for Denise a couple days a week too, because it was just something to do. My kids are all grown and out of the house, and I was looking for some kind of just a couple extra dollars and some place to come, and Denise was nice enough to let me come and work the front a couple days a week. So
what place in Vienna has somebody as amazing as the town councilwoman and the vice mayor working for them? So, and we, it's not just her. We have so many other moms, local teachers that come work for me that want to jump in and help out. So, in that sense, we're very lucky. We have a good labor force in the town, so that makes it unique as well. I feel like we have the support of the whole community behind us. Like she said, we have local families coming through every weekend, every day. Local businesses support us. We are a big supporter of local schools. We've been so lucky here in the town. we've had unprecedented success just because we have such a big community support. It's kind of hard to duplicate it. If I hadn't opened in Vienna, I don't think we'd be this successful. There's nothing like the town cheering on your success. Find us on the web at mysocialburger.com, on Facebook at socialburger, and on Instagram at socialburgerva.
Reset. Pause. Order. Pause. Ready. Cut. Left face. March.
It's part of our layered security here at Metro, so it's something we're very proud of to have 19 dogs.
When we first get these dogs, we like to get them out in the Metro system and get them acclimated. I mean, a lot of dogs don't like escalators and dark areas, and we have a lot of those here at Metro. So that's part of our training. Now, Bane's an awesome dog. His nose is top notch.
So these 5 additional canine teams are really part of our plan, part of the program.
And I call him my son because we're always together, whether it be training, whether it be at home. I mean, a lot of us, we train our dogs at home also because, dogs have to be obedient. They're around people constantly in the Metro, and we want to make sure our dogs are friendly. We take our dogs out and we check, areas, and we look for things that might be out of place.
These are 5 dogs that we really needed for the inauguration. We're trying to time everything out. The inauguration being January 20th. Obviously, all of them will serve on the 20th.
The dogs become family members, and I know how much they mean to a handler. It's like truly their child. So, unfortunately, we lost Cash to cancer. So we want to present you with a plaque just recognizing, so you can always remember them and hang them in your house. And thank you very much.
And you got to rely on that dog. People's lives could be at stake, whether it's our riders or fellow employees. So it's something we take very serious.
FXA Sports is an adult sports league for adults in our area. There are 9 different sports that the adults can engage in. There is flag football, basketball, soccer, softball. There's kickball, dodgeball, cornhole, and bowling. So there's something for everybody, whether you're looking to meet new people or you're looking to step your game up and just have a good time. FXA started in 2007. It was created by Jeremy Purcell. He is our founder and our president. And he created it because there wasn't a flag football league in this area. And then something that started out just for fun grew to being what it is now. So this year actually we're celebrating 10 years of being Northern Virginia's largest sports league. There are a lot of people, so we make sure that they are fully updated with what's going on in the life of FXA. We also have events throughout the year to make sure that it's not just sports and stuff like that. We have ages between 18 and 50 years old. Our largest one is the millennial population. We are the largest sports league in Northern Virginia, but we do have players from DC and Maryland that do commute because they want to meet new people or play in the different sports because we're very diverse. Because we have different sports, we have different courts and fields and stuff like that all over the county. For the different locations, they kind of vary based on what the sport is. And so how people commute, they can take a bus or the Metro, which is really great because with players being from all over the area, there's not a specific location for that sport. So that person can go closer to where they're from or where they live. or where another player lives and stuff like that. So it caters to a lot of where our players are from. We have people in DC, we have people in Maryland who commute to come down, and it's really great that we're in an area that supplies such great transportation in Metro and the bus. So we do have a lot of people traveling. We play games and we have sports every single day for the entire year. So we play all year long. We have a spring season, a summer season, a fall season, and a winter season. So there's never really a dull moment when it comes to our players and getting that active, engaging environment for everybody in this area. We want to expand a little bit larger than Northern Virginia. So we want to bring that DMV aspect and just create a community in this region altogether, more than just Northern Virginia. So we definitely want to move forward with that. We want to add more sports. And we want to be able to do more championships and tournaments. So you can find us at fxasports.com, and we actually just launched our new website last month in January, celebrating our 10 year. So we launched our new website, which makes it very easy to keep track of all the schedules and standings, to keep track of all of the events that are happening in the life of FXA. And we also have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Whether you have just moved here and are trying to find new people, or you've lived here your entire life and you're playing with people that you've known your entire life, there's always something for everybody. We have a lot of testimonials from people who have played through with us for all of the 10 years, and they say that people that they've met through FXA attended their wedding, or they all have kids now and they're all on the sideline watching their parents play or something like that. So we definitely want to keep that community atmosphere, and it's great, with FXA Sports. It's really easy in this area, in the very busy, the hustle and bustle of Northern Virginia, to kind of lose sight of that, the engaging and staying active, but FXA is definitely a good outlet for that.
Hi, my name is Matt White. I'm CEO of White 64. We're a full-service advertising agency in Tysons Corner, Virginia. The agency was started by my dad in 1964, hence the name White 64. We moved our agency to Tysons Corner. Primarily, we wanted to be closer to the Metro. Washington Metro is one of our clients, and we wanted to be able to have easy access to the Metro station, as well as be able to have an amenity that we could offer our employees. We have a lot of employees that live in DC and Arlington. Ours is a young business, and we wanted to create an environment that was more of an urban environment. We were always in more of a suburban location, and now all of a sudden we're in this urban location, and we have opportunity. We have 11 restaurants within walking distance right here. It really makes a big deal in terms of having a walkable environment. We're in West Tysons. It's kind of the creative area of Tysons Corner, and we're trying to be part of that creative culture. In terms of the decision-making process and where we ended up, I give a tremendous amount of credit to our COO, Carrie Boydell. She really had the vision for the space, working with our architect, Rob from Form. It was really a great match, and they clearly had a vision, and that mid-century modern is what they were looking for, and I think they were able to duplicate it.
When we first started location scouting, we were really looking for two things. One is accessibility, how we get people here easily through the metro, highways, main arteries nearby, from downtown all the way out to Loudoun County, where we have a lot of employees. And then the space itself, finding some place that was really unique and we could really own and create our own brand experience.
Every client is an experience where we need to educate them on the merits of great office design and workplace design. That's what our firm specializes in. So when we were able to meet and work with Carrie and her team at White 64, they were really open to the ideas that we were presenting to them.
It was unique to find a small enough floor plate where we could completely surround ourselves with natural light from every single room in the space. So we definitely looked for that, as well as some unique architecture like the patios, the kind of the skylights and things that we have in the kitchen. So that was something really special for us.
The neutral palette was important to us because what it allowed us to do was let the people bring the life to the space. So prior to the people coming into this space, we have exposed concrete floors, exposed ceilings, and it was the people and the work that White was doing that really brought the energy to the space. The very first step in the process was to really get a better understanding of the history of White 64. We immediately drew inspiration from this great black and white photograph that they had of the founding members from the early 60s. We not only thought about what it would have been like to work back then, but what would it have been like for those folks to work now, and what types of things would they be looking for.
And we used some of the original furniture from the 60s that are actually in the photograph are now sitting in our lobby. So that was part of the inspiration, was kind of taking that classic look that we started with in 1964 and modernizing it to be a new, modern, fresh, creative agency today.
One of the unique challenges that we had with this building was that being a whole floor tenant, the building core really bifurcated the space and split the space in two. So one of the things that we came up with was to put the social hub of the space between the two sides so it would connect the two sides. So the pantry area, the cafe area, the fun zone, and the outdoor space is an element that brings people together and fosters social interaction.
One of the great things about our location is the Metro access. It's literally right outside our doors. You can see the station, the trains coming and going. You can see our signage from the station platform itself. So we have, I think, a lot more recognition of our name since we've moved in, but also for a lot of our employees who live downtown, or for new hires who are interviewing, they have the option of taking the train when they come here, which is a really nice benefit to have.
One of the things that our space, what we were trying to do is capture some of that 60s Mad Men look and feel in our space. Our company really used this move and moving to Tyson's Corner, being close to Metro, and kind of a redo of our entire HR benefits, from core office hours to unlimited vacation to amenities like as simple as a Starbucks machine in the office. Use this move as an opportunity to put employees first. And that's really been kind of significant about everything that we've done with this space.
Securing the homeland, protecting the environment, educating a nation. Every day, Metro riders take on the toughest problems on the planet. They come to the nation's capital driven by a sense of duty, a desire to make things better, and a commitment to their cause. The entire world depends on them doing their jobs. And at Metro, we are well aware that they depend on us to do ours. We want our riders to know that we recognize the hard issues facing our system. We know that before we can regain their trust, we need to restore their service. We'll do that first by getting back to good, then eventually returning Metro to the world-class transit system it once was. And our promise to the region is that we will bring the same passion and commitment to our job as our riders bring to theirs.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Monroe, and we are here at Bladensburg at the Heavy Overhaul shop, and I'm with Mr. David Michaels. He is the Managing Director of Bus Maintenance and Engineering. Thank you so much, Mr. Michaels, for having us.
Hey, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been here with WMATA?
I've been here about 13 years.
And recently you guys just celebrated a monumental occasion, right?
It is a monumental occasion. In fact, it's the 2000th bus in our Midlife Overhaul program. And to give you a little bit of background on what that is, the program actually started back in 1993. So from 93 to now, what we do is Midlife is exactly what it says. When we buy a bus brand new, it's got to go to the end of its life, which is 15 years. So in that 15 years, around 6.5 to 7.5 years, we schedule the buses when they get halfway through the life and for a complete major overhaul. And we put in practice all of the things that we know we needed to repair in its first half of life. So we go back and we look and see what it didn't do well for the first 6 years it was in service, and we try to engineer that out inside this process. So we have things called EMIs, which are engineering modification instructions. Our engineering group looks back at our data and says, here's some parts of the bus that weren't as reliable as we would have liked in its first half of the life. So we bring them in and we engineer that in while we're doing the overhaul of the bus. And it's part of the planned preventative maintenance program. If you know in the life of a bus it's going to take some drivetrain work, it's going to take a paint job, instead of waiting for it to deteriorate to the point you've got to take the bus out of service while you have customers on, or in-service breakdowns, we choose to be proactive. We look and say, let's pull it out, let's do it before it fails, just like with your own car. It's better to do preventative maintenance instead of going on a trip and breaking down and not being able to get to the end. So at the end of the day, it's all about keeping our customers in the seat. We want to ensure that they can get on a reliable bus, it's safe, and it takes them to where they're going.
Absolutely. And I know one thing a lot of our customers may not understand, why we take so much, such good care of our buses. They're really expensive.
When we're doing these type of repairs and making these kind of investments in bus, it's taxpayer money. We have to be good stewards of the money. So it's good for the life of the bus. That's the whole reason we bring it in before we interrupt service. We're on a constant turn of 100 replacement. The oldest 100 leave, 100 new ones come in. In the middle, we service at Midlife all the existing fleet. We have to always be aware of where the buses coming into rehab are coming from. If we were to take 22 buses out of any one of the 9 divisions, it would cripple the division. So we have another magic we're doing on the backside, seamless to our customers. We're taking buses from various divisions and returning buses to different divisions. So we don't ever run short for buses on hand to make service.
What do you find to be some of the most challenging and some of the most rewarding things about your position here at Metro?
Well, the most rewarding is seeing all the work that we do behind the scenes that the general public never gets to see. There's just so much that goes on that, when you ride a bus every day or you ride a train or what have you, but you're interested in getting from point A to point B. You don't really see what goes on behind the scenes.
About how many people do you manage here at Bus Maintenance?
There's 107 dedicated positions. But to paint that picture, it's probably more people, but there's dedicated parts. Not every person works on a Midlife every day for their full 8 hours. Each person has an expertise area. We have engine experts, transmission experts, paint and body. There's probably in the neighborhood of 900 frontline mechanics at different classifications.
It's always so great and enlightening when we get to meet other departments of Metro that obviously keep our customers safe and keep our buses and our trains running. So thank you again, Mr. Michaels, for having us today.
Hey, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
We just want to get the 4000s out here as quickly as we can, get them off the property. So this is the first one that we're doing, and we'll get the rest of them out of here and by the end of the year. It's the weakest link in the chain, basically. These have to be bellied in between other higher performing cars, but if there's an issue, it brings down the whole train set.
The 4K series is worse than the 1K cars. The 1K cars are the oldest one in the fleet.
The sooner we get these off of here, the more 7000s we get on the system, better for our customers.
Remove those cars which have a poor reliability. Now you will see the less offloads and less problems on the main line, and that's why we have targeted the cars which have a very low reliability. Those cars are being removed first.
We're tackling these issues head on, and we're being extremely aggressive about it. At the end of the day, people just want to get on the train and get to where they want to go. So the more that we do things like this to just make the system run smoothly, the better for them.
We are standing in Metro's Landover facility, Carmen Turner. I'm here with the beautiful Managing Director of Bus Transportation, Ms. Dana Baker. Thank you so much for having Metro Focus.
Thank you for having me.
So you are a true success story of what hard work means here at Metro. Tell us how you got started.
So I started my career back in the 90s, actually as a bus operator for the company. My next step from the bus operator position was actually bus dispatching, where I assisted with buses leaving out the divisions on time to ensure that the bus operators had a good start in the morning. I currently oversee several areas of responsibility, not only this office here, I also manage bus training, have oversight as well as street operations, all 9 bus divisions, as well as video recovery.
Tell us what Metro Bus does for the community.
Not only are we an integral part of the community, but most people may not realize that Metro Bus has been a part of the community since the early 70s. We carry about 400,000 riders doing any weekday service, which really equates to about 11,000 bus stops. We have 169 lines that deviate through the community with 269 route deviations. Bringing in public transportation also reduces traffic congestion for the community.
So Ms. Baker, you've been at Metro for a very long time. You've worn many different hats. I know it's probably hard, but if you can, tell us some of your most memorable moments here that's happened at Metro.
We recently put out in bus transportation a program called Eyes on the Street. And I've requested that all of our managerial staff actually go out in the field 1 day a week for 4 hours, where they not only interact with our customers, they also ride buses, interact with our employees, recognize positive acts performed by our employees. And so this also gives our employees the opportunity to step away from the day-to-day and get out and interact and provide a better quality of service for our customers.
And understand the customer experience, because that makes a difference.
Absolutely. And you can't get it unless you talk to the customers to figure out what they need.
So Ms. Baker, tell us what it's like to be a woman in your high position here at Metro.
I would say I'm a woman of influence. I want to display and model the behavior for employees to follow. I have the ability to change the culture based on my communication and my behavior, and I work diligently every day to ensure that that's a positive. I also have the ability to influence other women within the organization, and I do that as much as I can. I'm a mentor here as well as a woman of influence, I would say, and so I really strive for those things. You know, I really love my work and I love what I do for the people.
So tell us what's in the future for Metro Bus.
Oh wow, so the future of Metro Bus, one, is we're looking at a high reliability organization. And what that means is we're currently trying to identify systematic problems that may be hindering our performance. The other thing that we're looking at is improved technology for our customer base. We're also looking at improved route performance for our customers, becoming more involved in community events, as well as succession planning and employee development. Last year, Metro Bus came up with our own mission and vision that ties directly into the GM's mission and vision for the organization, and we stick by this. We have provided all of our employees one of these cards where they carry with them on a daily basis, and this is a reminder, and we discuss this in every staff meeting we have. One of our goals is people, process, product, and that's what we live by, to ensure that we are investing in taking care of our people, meaning internally as well as externally.
What would be some piece of advice you could give our viewers about aiming for their goals, reaching high, and just seeing how far they can go with themselves?
Oh wow, there would be several things that I would recommend. One is believe in yourself, believe that you can do it. You have to be committed, you have to be dedicated, surround yourself with positive resources, and tap into the resources that are available to you. I would also say focus. Focus is the key. Stay focused and determined, and you'll be successful.
Well, you definitely have influenced me, Ms. Baker. And thank you for all the work that you do here at Metro.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for having Metro Focus.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the ride and hanging out in Northern Virginia. Until we meet again, Metro Focus viewers, take care.